please help us welcome our 2023 Crest graduates. Well, welcome to the Crest Graduation 2023. My name is Nick Wohl, and I'm our principal at the high school. Along with myself, Erica Hill, who's in the back, right, and Lisa Dean in the back, our other associate principals, we all support the Crest team in getting our students across the finish line here. We know it takes a village, and we have alumni in the crowd, families, a lot of support systems, students that are here to help celebrate our Crest graduates. So I just wanted to take a few moments to introduce our Crest team, our Crest staff. And so first, Patrick Rigby, Social Studies and Co-Department Chair. Emily King, Math and Co-Department Chair. Carrie Thompson, English. Elise Forrester, Horticulture. Jennifer Blazer, Special Education. Beverly Van Hartesveld, Administrative Staff. Sarah Shannon, Paraeducator. Courtney Taylor, Paraeducator. Janelle Honeycutt, Paraeducator. To the left, Carlos Marquez, Paraeducator. And finally, Tracy Moxley. So in a moment, I'll bring up our first staff speaker, but I wanted to first take a few moments to recognize the efforts of our team. First, Bev continues to support our Crest team and our students, including today's events, with all the logistics behind planning our Crest graduation. She greets students and faculty, staff, families that come through with a smile, with a warm disposition, and is really such a thoughtful person behind the scenes that is helping take care of all of this. So again, Bev, thank you so much for all the work that you do behind the scenes. As you'll see up in the kind of rafters here at Crest, some of the core values, and as I think about our Crest team and the core values that they help deliver with our students throughout the course of the year, I know that some of our alumni know these core values and embrace these core values throughout the time, and I would like to talk about one of them in particular today in thinking about our Crest graduates. Grit really came to mind, and that again is one of the core values here. The Crest team has focused their efforts on developing grit with our graduates and helping them understand the value of hard work, determination, and perseverance. The Crest staff have always built experiential learning opportunities and ways to help our students really explore their learning and take it to new heights. Not only challenging, but testing students' ability to really grind, to really understand what that work ethic means. Truly at Crest, students can't hide from the learning. And grit is one of the hallmarks of the Crest program, and I commend our staff for driving all of those four core values of grit, fun, building healthy relationships, and community. Despite the setbacks, despite all of the challenges, our Crest team continues to drive this work with our students, because our students are worth it. So students, and I know you guys are all anxious to hear from all the educators, but I just one final message for all of you. And following our Crest team's approach, I'm sure you're reflecting today and thinking about things that you've learned here, and I know that the vehicle has been English, social studies, math, horticulture, things of that kind, but really it's those core values, community, healthy relationships, fun, and of course grit that I've talked about earlier. Those are the outcomes. Those are the outcomes of the learning that happen throughout the course of your time here at Crest. All these wonderful fundamentals are necessary to succeed in today's world. So we have a lot to celebrate today. So over the next several minutes, we're going to have different staff members come up and talk about our different graduates and different awards that we have here at Crest. So congratulations, seniors. Looking forward to hearing about all of you in today's message. And our first staff presenter, Elise Forrester.
Thank you, Nick, and hello. Welcome, everyone, to Crest 2023 graduation. I am honored to be opening the ceremony this morning, and I want to first start out by thanking the MIHS counseling team, our school board members, our district administrators, our PTSA, and the Mercer Island Schools Foundation. Members of many of those groups are here to support us today, and those groups all provide the support that this program needs to keep running. The funds that we get through the Schools Foundation and PTSA help us put on special events like our Crest After School Help and many of the wonderful field trips. One of those is our ropes course that we do every year as a community building event. So first, to give you all a quick idea of what we will experience today, we'll start by recognizing all of our seniors individually, after I have a few minutes to regale you all with some stories. And we will possibly embarrass our seniors just a little bit. Then we will release everyone to have a barbecue, because what better way to celebrate than with some food. And I would like to thank all the senior families for graciously bringing many wonderful treats for us to eat with our potluck today. After the festivities, we will have some time to celebrate, and we will be releasing seniors to our senior assembly later this afternoon. Seniors, hi. Thanks for guys. It's all about you guys. We are going to be celebrating you all as a class and as individuals for all of your unique strengths. I encourage you all to savor this moment, this day, and this week as you close this chapter and start your next. Underclassmen, and yes, that does include juniors today. We had some questions about that earlier. It is time for you to lean in. Celebrate, show your respect for our seniors, and my big ask of you, use your devices to help capture these memories, not to escape the events and festivities that are happening today. I know y'all love your games, you love your Wordles and your games and all that, but I ask that you please refrain from the games and sending memes for just a little while. And I promise it won't be forever. So I first came to Crest last year. It was my first year teaching, and it was also the first year that our students returned to a fully in-person learning environment after COVID. This was actually not my first experience with Crest. As I was completing my master's in teaching, I was lucky enough to be here in the building as a substitute on several different occasions. And immediately I was able to experience the unique and inclusive environment that Crest is. The special environment that we have here is no accident. It has been built by a team of staff and students who take pride in the space and are guided by 4 pillars. Those are healthy relationships, grit, community, and fun. As a budding teacher and a new staff member at Crest, I knew those pillars would not only guide my growth, but those of our students as well. It's fitting that I teach horticulture because it really feeds my ability to use plant puns in helping explain how we have all blossomed over the last few years. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I was nervous coming in last year. I had some big shoes to fill in the horticulture program, and I had my work cut out for me in building relationships with all of our students here. Kimberly Griggs, who previously taught horticulture, was excellent on both of these fronts. Luckily, as a self-proclaimed weirdo who had a hard time finding their place when they were in school, I felt at home here from day one. The students embraced me, along with my crazy ideas, which there are many. And as we planted seeds, bulbs, and tubers, we grew together, guided by our 4 pillars. Along the way, some of those tubers turned into potatoes, and an idea sprung it. As an avid fan of the chaos that is March Madness, I wanted to bring a way to find that excitement into our classroom and into our community. I created Starch Madness as a result. I set out to match up 64 potato-related food items against each other, each with their own wonderful starchy goodness, and we had 4 conferences like any good tournament matchup: fried, baked, sweet potatoes and wild cards, and chips. We related the growth habits, nutrition content, and more of various potatoes to the dishes that they were well suited to cook. This led to some big upsets. Most notably, jalapeno chips made it all the way to our final. They took out curly fries in the first round. Huge disappointment to myself, but I got over it, kind of. All of this chaos ended in a student-planned potato potluck. There was a frenzy of fries, a copious amount of chips, and a surplus of sides. We played potato-themed games and simply just enjoyed coming together over starchy goodness. This is just one example of the way our 4 pillars, healthy relationship, grit, community, and fun, guide the work we do here at Crest. I may have gone a little overboard on the potato puns, potato stress toys, and other potato-related fidget items, but everyone came together in a way that I have rarely seen in my life to make the Starch Madness and Potato Potluck events a huge success. It may seem silly, but this truly solidified Crest as my home. And I think we all agreed that we need a March Madness-style potluck each spring, though we may diversify from potatoes in the future. Across the building, our students and staff engage in learning through the seemingly chaotic and nonsensical ideas each and every day. But the beauty of it is, there is a lot of thought and logic that we as educators put into these lessons, even if the students don't always think they're learning something. Walking through our building, you may see math lessons that end up using masking tape on the floor to illustrate the principles of graphing and finding slope in Emily King's class, or Blazer's classes out in the community at a fitness class, or using the new treadmill they have in their classroom while they're getting some work done. You may see block classes learning about civil unrest through the study of hip-hop and pop culture. On any given day in writing and publishing, you may see the Pegasus staff sharing in their own version of The Office. Or as the past few weeks have been, in a bit of a frenzy, getting their magazine out the door to print. Throughout the building, our 4 pillars guide us as we bring the real world to students and students to the real world. And then into the world as strong, unique individuals. As the seniors sitting before you can attest, they have certainly had some unique learning experiences. Trips to Mopop, navigating around Seattle using public transportation, and attending flower and garden conventions are just some of those many trips these students have taken part of over their time here. Through these experiences, our budding learners that joined us as freshmen have blossomed into inspiring young adults. As is tradition, our seniors leave their lasting mark on our program through a community action project. These projects help them take topics they are personally passionate about and translate them into actionable projects. They help support our community, and this year our students had quite a diverse set of topics and projects. Maggie, Rutha, and Edgar work to support health care in Tigray, Ethiopia. Rutha and Edgar work to support, Alessandra, Reza, Ben, and Ash worked on a project surrounding immigrant healthcare access. Devin, Colin, and Tanner worked to make recycling more understandable. And Annika, Haley, and Mike worked to bring awareness to missing and murdered Indigenous women. Alex and Reese worked to increase LGBTQIA2+ visibility in our curriculum, where Alex even presented his findings to the school board. And I can attest, that is a scary thing. Additionally, Ella, Adi, and Emily worked to make Crest more visible at the middle school, and Emerson and Levi worked to decrease the Crest stigma around our community. These projects will certainly have a lasting impact on our community, but have also helped our seniors grow as well. This class will be remembered for their strength, tenacity, and perseverance as they were pushed to access their education through unprecedented times. Each member of this class has their own unique story, and we are lucky to be a chapter in it. Now I would like to invite you all in welcoming Carrie Thompson to the podium as we get started on individual recognitions.
Thank you, Elise. Good morning, seniors. So I have the honor of starting our tradition of recognizing our seniors individually. And I want to call up Colin Harlan first. So, Colin, one of the things I truly appreciate about you is that you pretend to laugh at my jokes, no matter how lame they are. Case in point. I also really appreciate your thoughtfulness about the things you're interested in. Your podcast episodes with Tanner, I think of them as the Colin and Tanner radio show. You really have a future. Again, reflect your depth of interest in topics that you care about. That trait, that ability to invest yourself in the things that interest you will stand you really well going forward. I also want to recognize the kindness with which you approach other people. As you heard at the senior checkout, your classmates value your friendship and support. That speaks volumes about you as a person. When you choose to share yourself, people see your strength and thoughtfulness. Colin told me he plans to study architecture at Wazoo. My hope for you is that you're open to the new experiences and new people you'll meet as you build your future. Invest yourself in the unexpected, be open to people, ideas, and experiences that you might not choose at first. Those unexpected things may well become the source for inspiration for future buildings and architectural creations. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to invite Ella. Shots. So Ella, my first experience with Ella was seeing something like 45 tabs open in a single browser window and watching Ella try to page through them in this multitasking swirl. Well, we're down to like 4 or 5 now, which I think is emblematic of the growth that you've shown as a person in realizing that you can't do everything all at once, and that's actually okay. Your ability to sustain attention is often a function of whether we're interested in the topic or the task. Ella can go on at length and share incredibly detailed stories about the people she works with, always with affection and in a way that conveys how much she values their humanity. Ella told me that she wants a future in going to a CNA school so that she can, and I quote, work with little old people, because she totally loves them. She regaled me with a story about having to clean up someone and loving them anyway, and I thought that was really valuable. So I can totally see that about you, Ella. Old people and children are really your jam. And that's because you care and you want to help others. You recognize the humanity in others and see their needs and want to meet them. And I really hope that you continue to take joy in that experience, because people needing such care need people who love and value them. and soul. Likes to figure things out and explore topics on his own. I've seen Emerson do deep dives into topics that interest him and then speak insightfully about them to help the rest of us understand what these topics are about. And if we care to listen, we can learn a lot. Perhaps the funniest comment I heard from you in the entire time that I've known you was in reference to the novel that I chose for one of our 4 units this year. It's okay if you like reading mediocre and formulaic YA fiction. I gotta tell you, I chose the book with the greatest hope that it would be appealing for students. And it was to some, but also, you're not wrong about your assessment. It had a clear formula, and parts of it were truly mediocre. Sorry. Emerson, you are also one of the bravest seniors in this year's class. Your willingness to share your journey of self-discovery, overcoming the obstacles you faced, and your experiences during high school is truly inspiring. Your passion for advocating for the rights of the LGBTQ+ community is evident in how strongly you speak up. I hope you continue to speak up and share your own journey, because it will inspire others facing similar challenges. Next, Haley Walsh. Haley, the thing I appreciate most about you is your passion and commitment to your art. Given the option, Haley will create an art piece for almost any project. I think about this year, your poster for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, your drawings for the Choice Project. Everything that Haley had the option to do involved some kind of an art piece. She even wrote a paper and then made a poster because it needed an art piece with it. I think about the fact that you literally turned yourself into the project for the Arts and Culture unit, drawing, some of it's still there, drawing tattoos and things all over yourself. Talk about committing to your craft, really leaning in on it. Haley, you have a passion and commitment to fighting for the rights of women, for victims of violence and assault, for missing and murdered Indigenous women. Your desire to make the unseen visible will make you a fierce advocate for others in the future. At the same time, remember to take care of yourself too. It's easy to pour yourself in service to others and to the detriment of your own well-being. So you need to find the balance between the two, and I have every confidence that you will. My hope for you, Haley, is that you continue to pursue your art and your advocacy, because they're the things that will feed and sustain you in building your future. Haley is headed to Northern Arizona University to study, I hope I get this right, interior design. Yes. And I wish you all the best in your future. Okay, Iman running, one up. Iman story dates back to Zoom school. I spent my first, 3 or 4 months employed at Crest without meeting anyone in person. I moved here from New Hampshire, and it was remote. When I finally met Patrick in the building, saw him in person, I made this joke at our next Zoom class that I could confirm that he existed below the shoulders. And Iman thinks about it for a second and then responds, hey, we've met Patrick before, but do you exist below the shoulders? Because none of us have ever seen you in person. So that example of your wry humor and observations about society and the people around you are just one of the many qualities that I appreciate about you. In the years that I've known Iman, she's demonstrated a desire to challenge herself as a scholar and a person. At the start of this year, Iman came to Patrick and I talking about switching to a full high school schedule, including AP classes, wanting to take AP English. And we knew that you would be successful in that environment, and you've totally shown us that you are. I believe that Iman will continue to soar as you head up to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology this fall. As you already observed to me, Indiana is vastly different from Seattle, kind of Roseham in the middle of nowhere. But your willingness to challenge yourself and find your people will be the key to your success wherever you go. Okay, shuffled my papers a little bit. Reese Hall, could you come up, please? I did check, still even today?
Yeah.
Okay. Reese and I have this daily conversation about whether they're a human or a creature. And I gotta tell you, creature works equally well because humans are technically creatures too, so, either one works for me. I've known Reese as a student and a writer for a couple of years now. And I've seen Reese grow and develop into a thoughtful, curious, and caring human. One of the things I love about you, Reese, is your love of old books. So in your I'm Really Into essay that you wrote this fall, you wrote about loving to open old books and see the scribbles and doodles from other people, and how you'd never do it yourself, but you loved seeing other people's work. And you also wrote about how reading lets you experience worlds and people beyond your own. Your words completely delighted this English teacher and fellow lover of old bookstores and finding old books that someone has written in. I tried to think of adjectives to describe Reese, and words like creative, insightful, and caring came to mind. So did sarcastic, funny, reserved, and, let's face it, a little teeny bit cranky at times. Reese, you come across as reserved, even a little prickly to those first meeting you. But the reserve hides a person who cares a lot about their friends, their community, and the world. You are protective and passionate about seeing others be successful and get their needs met. You check in and you notice others, and that's really your superpower. You're also incredibly creative in your art and writing, especially if it somehow involves a cat. We've talked about how studying art would make it a job, and Reese would no longer find it fun. But I hope you do continue to create and share your work and considerable talent because the world needs it. Reese is heading to Evergreen College to study zoology. That's the study of animals and behavior this fall, and I have every confidence that you'll be successful there with both the creatures and the humans that you encountered. Congratulations. Patrick Rigby now to recognize some more students.
Hoping I'm loud enough without having to hold the microphone. We will see. Monica Jacobson, can you join me? Monica's been a central part of our community for her 4 years in high school. She started with horticulture and has had a primarily Crest schedule ever since. And while academics have always been a struggle for her, being a community member and connecting with others in this building have always been her strength. Monica opens herself up to others, invites interesting and unique conversation. She never shies away from who she is, and rather uses her unique perspective to open conversations and invite connection. As an adopted person with 2 gay dads, Monica has never been quiet about who she is and where she comes from. This has been evident in many of the projects that she has been involved in, constantly creating a safe space for queer people here. She's been a great role model for her friends in this building, and Monica, it has been such a pleasure being a part of your journey. I love our conversations through the years, and I look forward to seeing where you end up on your gap year. I met Devin after he he failed the first semester of English 9 at the high school. But I quickly realized that Devin's struggle had nothing to do with reading, writing, communication skill. He is legitimately one of the better thinkers I have ever had the pleasure of working with. What he is, however, is slow. Devin is so slow. But another way of saying the same thing is that he is so diligent. He's well-read, he's a deep thinker, he's an analytical master, and a person who is constantly striving to make things better. We live in a world where those who can do everything all the time are the most visible successes, but Devin will be a different kind of successful. He looks at a variety of opinions on how to approach a problem. He takes his time to get things right. He is not afraid to discuss what is working and what is not, and is perfectly willing to take feedback on how to make changes. These are the characteristics that we used at Crest to award Devin with a PTSA scholarship, and these are the things that will make him a successful automotive engineer. Devin, I'm so excited to hear about your projects as you're working at Arizona State Polytech next year, and I can't wait to see how you transform the automotive engineering world and our collective future. Reza, representing. Reza joined Crest just this year, but he brings this cool, calm disposition and a real wealth of knowledge about the world. As an immigrant from Iran, Reza has a depth of understanding about many topics we cover in class and firsthand perspectives in them. He thrives in conversations about the arts, philosophy, language, and politics. His cool style have been excellent models for his younger peers. He's been a great team member for students who look up to him and is able to break down problems into manageable chunks and clearly communicate that with those who might struggle to get there. Reza came to Crest this year after a relatively overly ambitious year at running START during his junior year. This led him needing to make up several credits. And he worked hard every single day being here to make sure that he would be on track. Next year, he will return to Bellevue College with savvy tech skills and the eye of an artist, which will take him far. Reza, congratulations. There you go, Mark. Maggie arrived at Crest as a 9th grader, and she had already invested herself so wholeheartedly into the Best Buddies program. She knew as a freshman that she wanted to be a special education teacher and has been a devoted participant at friendship circles, Best Buddies, and as a peer mentor at Mercer Island High School. Every weekend has had at least one day in service of a community that needs support and being a true, authentic friend to young people with disabilities. It's these reasons that we nominated Maggie for a Rotary Islander of the Month, and she will be incredible at Western Washington University and beyond as she studies to become a special education teacher. But what that success story doesn't tell you is how many barriers Maggie has had to overcome in order to make it through high school. Every year has had a significant hurdle. This year, she has 131 days with an attendance mark of some sort. That's over 75% of the days we have had this year. And every year, Maggie puts her head down and works and works and works diligently to make up everything she is asked to do. She somehow still manages to put together interesting projects with deep research, flowing writing, late into the night. She's an inspiration at seeing what she needs to do and following through despite the barriers put up in front of her that others may not even attempt. Maggie, it has been such a pleasure becoming your friend these last 4 years, and I'm so excited to hear about your stories from Western and beyond. Edgar? constant at Crest since his freshman year. He's fun, he's funny, he loves making friends. He brings a smile and a conversation anytime. He just tried to start one right now. His lunchtime conversations are hilarious to watch. There is constant shouting, there is argument, there is laughter, and ultimately Edgar brings a level of people enjoying themselves. He also has a serious side, and it mostly shows up in baseball. He is a high-level pitcher. He throws 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, and next year he will be at the University of Hawaii being a Rainbow Warrior as a D1 player. And But graduating from high school was not easy. School is not necessarily Edgar's easiest component. He is going to pass Algebra 2 with a C, and that, for some in our community, might be like, oh, but for Edgar, it showed serious commitment and work ethic. Edgar, you've been such a good community member. You're always bringing people together. You're always making younger students feel welcome. You're always looking for the positive. Thank you and good luck at Hawaii. And remember Crest, and remember me when you start making big bucks.
I'm changing it. But first I'm calling up here. Ainsley has been in my class and part of the Crest community since sophomore year. 2 years. I've also had the pleasure of working with other members of Ainsley's family. I've had the pleasure of hanging out with Ainsley's dog and cat, and for the most part, really feel like I'm a genuine part of Ainsley's family. I'm really impressed with the hard work that she has shown in school, in her community, and with her job, which is a Starbucks thing. I'll stop by and say hi. I saw her twice this weekend. Ainsley will be continuing her educational journey at Bellevue College next year. She has remarkable resilience. She's had a lot of challenges and obstacles to overcome in her academic journey, and I'm very proud of all of it. She's been able to get past those and to be successful. Her journey to Bellevue College is a testament of her academic achievement, her character, and her willingness for personal growth. As she embarks on this new chapter, I have no doubt that she will continue to dedicate herself to learning and academics and hopefully continue to work with Starbucks. Congratulations on all of your academic achievements. Someone in our class described AJ as a gentle giant. I have to read what I'm writing because otherwise it's going to be really hard for me to say much about it. I've been honored to be AJ's teacher since he was a freshman. We have been through a lot of ups and downs together, and I'm very proud of his accomplishments and what he's achieved in high school. Throughout the past 4 years, AJ has not only persevered through numerous obstacles, but also emerged as a leader among students. It's an honor to acknowledge his unwavering determination and resilience. AJ's been involved in the Unified Sports Program. If you don't know what that is, ask AJ. He's been part of it, he's been a leader, he's been a huge supporter of me and of students. He is committed to inclusion of students, being passionate and actively participating in this program. He's also been part of the Peer Mentor program, which has also shown his ability to uplift and to support others. As a student leader, he is selfless. He's offered his time, his wisdom, and his support to his peers, helping them navigate the challenges of school, life, and athletics. He is a mentor to others and helps people to strive to obtain their own greatness. He embodies the spirit of leadership and guides others towards success. He's planning to attend college and play football after high school before he has a divorce.
AJ, truly a gentle giant, guys. His heart is bigger than his stature. As you can tell, he's bigger than me now. I've been knowing AJ since 7th or 8th grade. I think he came to one of my trainings, and he was a 7th grader. He was just a little guy. And just to watch him over the years have truly been a blessing for me. So, AJ, I want you to keep that heart, continue to work hard, continue to answer the call to any challenges that's in your life, and it'll take you forward, man. Appreciate you.
Next up is Alex. In this building, we all have a unique opportunity to work with students year after year, and Alex is another student that I've also had since he was a freshman. At the beginning of this year, he described my class as a place where you learn things, but you don't always know that you're learning them. I appreciated that statement, but I also think during the time that Alex has been here, I've also learned from him. He has shared his wit, humor, and unique perspective on life with me and his peers. We had a rocky start freshman year, but I'm thankful that you have been part of the great journey I've been through in high school. Alex has a special talent in answering geography questions. He has an ability to teach others about British culture, specifically food, and can answer most technology problems that his teachers are having. I hope that your future is filled with success, happiness, and boundless opportunities. Congratulations, your future is bright.
What up?
Ben is our superstar of unified sports. Again, if you don't know what that is, you can ask AJ or you can ask Ben. He'll be more than happy to tell you. It's been featured in the Mershon and Reporter at least once this year, correct? Ben is more than just a student. He is a true friend to everyone, and he shares a positive attitude in every classroom, every practice, and every game. He has amazing nicknames for his teachers and his friends, except for me, which I really am worried about. We're together has 0 nicknames. Everyone else has one. From the moment Ben stepped foot into our school, he brought with him an energy that lifted the spirits of those around him. His presence alone is a reminder that kindness and inclusivity are not just values to be talked about, but lived and breathed in our everyday life. In the face of challenges, Ben always found a way to light up the room, to make each of us feel valued, and to remind us of the importance of embracing differences and fostering a sense of belonging. Ben's involvement in unified sports has been nothing short of extraordinary. He embodies the true essence of what it means to be a team player. Ben, your spirit, your friendship, and your positive attitude is cherished by everyone around you. I think you're going to do big things like that. I'm happy to do that.
All right, let me start off by saying that Tom Brady is the GOAT. And everybody here should agree with that. Right?
Yep.
All right. All right. Ben has the spirit of a warrior, guys. I mean, one of the most competitive, most fun, energetic guys to be around. We had played together in the unified football game against the high school team. You want to tell them the score?
The final score of that game was, this might surprise some of you, 77-56.
Big time. And the reason I know Ben knows the score is because Ben let us know every single day what they and let the high school guys know what they can work on to get better. But Ben, honestly, just love your energy, love your excitement. Keep being you. That's all that I ask. Be you every single moment. And like I said, I appreciate the nickname you gave me, and I'm sure a lot of your peers appreciate the nickname you gave them, but we like to say thank you, and like I say, congratulations.
Gabe, you can stay there if you want. You can stand if you want. Whatever you choose to do, it's fine. It's hard to know sometimes what to say about Gabe, not because I don't have amazing and wonderful things to say, but I probably have too many of them, and there's a portion of them that are not so appropriate. So we were trying to like filter out the ones that we could share. Gabe has a really great sense of humor. That is the one thing I always tell people I appreciate about him the most. I feel like I tell really great jokes in class, and there's about half of the time that nobody laughs except for Gabe. And I really appreciate that, but I don't know what's going to happen in the future when no one else laughs at my jokes. But it is going to be a true tragedy. He's also incredibly intelligent and has an amazing potential to do some great things in life, and I hope that you keep me posted on what they are. Beyond your humor, you're also able to connect with adults. You've built really great relationships with every teacher in this building, and everyone is genuinely interested in the things that you have to say and your perspective and what you share about life. One of the examples of his sharing and his compassion is a few years ago when I dyed my hair pink over winter break, and Gabe came back and not only noticed that I changed my appearance, but also let me know that I effed it up. Gabe's mom promises me that he's going to come back and visit, and I really hope that he does, because he is a joy to have in our building, and he is a joy to be around. The mom's my two word. I know that for everyone in this building, your presence is going to be missed, Gabe, but congratulations. I'm very proud of you. You definitely deserve this, and I know you're going to do amazing things.
Okay, I've had the privilege to work with Gabe for the past 4 years. He definitely has a funny sense of humor, but that is mixed in with no nonsense. Like, you're not gonna nonsense Gabe at all. I can go to ceramics, and I don't have to say the kid name, but every day I had this one kid that was like, Courtney tape. And finally, Gabe had enough. And not that I had enough, Gabe had enough. Said some words to him. The kid, I'm telling the truth, the kid leaves, walks away, and I never had to deal with that again. And Gabe said, Courtney, you're welcome. It's been an absolute honor to work with Gabe. Like I said, when I say we talk about everything under the sun, we can talk about everything under the sun. Very smart, super witty. I mean, I could just go on for days. But like I say, I just thank you for sharing a small part of your journey, giving me a chance to go along with you. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Gabe is done. I've got two more and then I'll be done. The next one is for Amanda Fish. Actually, Samantha, you can say whatever. As I was writing something up about Samantha, I realized that 90% of what I could say about Samantha would be an inside joke. So I'm going to try and share the things that everybody would get, but the Amanda Fish is an inside joke. You can ask Samantha about that later. I would like like to honor Samantha, who is going to be graduating, and I feel has a very kind heart. She has touched the lives of many people around her. She has a genuine smile, a compassionate heart, and has provided many selfless acts. She has been a true friend, a listening ear, and a source of support for her peers and even sometimes her teammates. Samantha is an advocate. She's not afraid to speak up if she feels like someone's being treated unfairly. She's great at helping students get to class. And she cares for animals, teachers, and her community, specifically animals. I would like to congratulate Samantha. I know that whatever she is going to do next is going to be amazing, and I'm sure that I will hear all about it in my On Friday, Tanner was asked to speak about me before he even had a chance to plan any type of presentation. And he started by saying that when we first met, he didn't like me. And to be honest, I'm not sure that I really liked him. When he showed up this year for school and saw my name on his class schedule, I'm sure he was not super thrilled. I've never asked you what that was like, but I'm sure you're just like, oh, really, this class? I think the only reason that you came is because Courtney was also in there. I am thankful that we had time this year to get to know each other and to learn more about each other and hopefully lead us. Throughout the past year, Tanner has graced our class with his presence, brightened every day with his smile and his compassionate nature. He is involved in unified sports, if you want to ask him, which has been inspiring, and he's dedicated himself to create an inclusive environment where everyone feels valued and appreciated. I would like to celebrate his bright future that's going on at Bellevue College, right? And he has a desire to pursue a higher education. I have no doubt that Tanner will excel in his studies just as he's excelled in other aspects of life. I will say before Tanner gets his certificate and moves on and I get a little too weepy, that in the event of the zombie apocalypse, the students voted that they would follow me before they would follow him. If there is a zombie apocalypse in the next half an hour, follow me. Thank you for being here.
I met Tanner this year. We share Southern roots, so I get more of his jokes than probably majority of people. So we get to share that special bond a little bit. But just talking about Tanner, like this young man just, for me, just has a kind heart. Like his heart is just kind. He helps people. He feels for people when something bad is going on with them, and that's one of the strengths that I really enjoy about people. Okay, Tanner, I want you to keep that drive to be successful. I also want you to slow down in the parking lot. I also want you to turn the music down just a little bit, and you're still going to be really successful. But like I say, I've really enjoyed you this year, and congratulations. Thank you.
Go Tanner! Next up is So Tracy and I are speaking about these kiddos together because they're very special to both of us. We've worked together with most of these students for the last year and a half in math, and it's been an adventure. I would first like to call out Mike Rich. It's hard to explain Mike Rich to people because he's very faceted, very multi
I thought I would sort of share a few Mike stories because I think it just explains your presence at Crest over the last few years. Mike is not shy. He was one of the most engaged students during Zoom school. He took great pleasure in his llama profile pics and would regularly do things like log in on one outfit, turn to the llama picture, and come back to a different outfit. Mike is very affable. Earlier this year, Mike was helping out with dishes after Crest Giving, thank you, and loudly singing the wrong lyrics to Live In on a Prayer. When corrected, he just said, "Oh, okay," and went back singing. Mike can also be very adventurous. When he was curious about what pepper spray felt like, he closely investigated, resulting in a very exciting afternoon for all of us. But my favorite memory of Mike is from geometry class last year. I was running late to class and I don't even remember why. And when I came in, Mike was sitting in my chair with the lesson up on the board and teaching everyone. He did such a great job, they asked for him back. So Mike, I hope you keep surprising everyone safely as you move on to the military, and good luck following orders.
Good morning, everyone.
Great.
As many of you know, I spent quite a bit of my formative adult years living in the South. One very fun and valuable lesson I've learned is the proper use of the phrase precious angel baby. It can be used interchangeably when students are being precious and when students are being fresh. I've used this phrase more than once, one occasion, to describe this particular student. Other words I would use to describe this young lady would be driven, strong, loving, and passionate. Ruth Marcia has impacted the lives of many students and staff in her time here at Mercer Island High School. You can often find Ruth socializing with other Cresties in the kitchen, laughing, playing games, voicing her opinion on the topic of the day, or getting fired up about some of the inequities she witnesses as a Black student here at MAHS. My first impression of Rutha was that she was most certainly a fighter. She quickly educated me on the war that was occurring in the Tigray region and explained to me what her connection was to the area and her family had left due to the violence. She's now a spoken advocate for the people of culture in that region. As I got to know Rutha more, I was not at all surprised to learn that she was a proud member of the Black Student Union, using her voice to help bring members of the Black and African community together here on Mercer Island. Rutha also dedicates her time to working with kids at the Boys and Girls Club, which she clearly enjoys. This precious angel baby is a recent recipient of the PTSA scholarship. She'll be using this award as she heads to Alabama A&M in the fall, where she'll be working towards a career in sports management. This institution is very fortunate to have her. Ruth, your presence at Crest will certainly be missed. We look forward to when you return to tell us all the things you've learned, the experiences you've had, the people you put in their place, and all of your bright and not so bright moments. Congratulations.
All right, Elbom.
Oh, no.
I first met Emily in the 9th grade when she joined our program at Crest. As a fellow Emily, I tried to get to know her and convince her to consider a name change. But alas, the students continued to call her Emily, and I am now relegated to being Mrs. King. Over the next 2 years, I got to see Emily around the building, help her with math homework from time to time, and get to know her better through our advisory class. In 11th grade, Emily joined my geometry class as what I would refer to as a battered math learner. But over the course of the year, she completed some amazing work. Her construction project will be one of my examples for years to come. In 12th grade, I was lucky enough to have Emily in math class again. Though it will never be her favorite subject, the grit and determination she has shown will give her the skills to work through any challenges. At Crest, Emily's legacy will be for naming the closet in my classroom. You can ask her about that later. But throughout high school, Emily has excelled in art as well as the theater tech, especially drawing, designing sets, and designing costumes. Emily, I will miss your random emails and messages insulting Delta Math. Next year, Emily will be excelling at Ringling College of the Arts. Congratulations.
My first memory of Mason Sanders was seeing him strolling down the hall of the Works around high school, rocking a turquoise and black hairstyle. Yeah. I knew right away that this kiddo was someone who was unique and special. Certainly not the status quo. This year they found themselves in 2 classes here at Crest, where we were able to witness their creativity and charisma on full display. When they're not educating us all on the delicious Filipino delicacies and treats we should try, or showing us pictures of their family that they love so much. They're using their talents to create amazing art. Their ability to create beautiful and visually stunning pieces is certainly central to who Mason is. To watch Mason create a character or work on a design may appear effortless, but if you pay close attention, you can tell that his work is complex and deeply connected to his thoughts and emotions. Becoming a Crestie in his senior year, Mason was quick to find his crew. He wasted no time finding students who shared his sly wit, creativity, and love of laughter. It's been an awesome experience to watch him grow and make himself a picture in the room. This fall, Mason will be taking his talents to Bellevue College, where he will be continuing his education and undoubtedly continue to dedicate himself to his craft as an artist. Mason, precious. Precious. It's been such a pleasure to get to know you this year and having you share who you are with us. Keep learning, growing, and being open to new experiences. Congratulations.
Can you get her brother? He's hiding in the hall. So he can see. You're good. I just know she's going to want you to see. When I first met Ash, she was very quiet and shy, believe it or not. She came into class, did work, and asked very few questions. As she has grown more comfortable with Crest and with me, she began to share a profanity-laced, unique, sharp-witted side. When I think of Ash, I have to unfortunately think about the many hardships that she has faced. I won't go into details, but I share this because regardless of her adversity, Ash has continued to work hard, come to school, and progress towards graduation, even when it really wasn't easy. One way she has stayed committed to school is her connection and her love of photography. She uses her art to help her process her hardship and find the beauty in the world. Her photos allow her to exhibit her creativity while viewing the world in the way that she would like to see it. What impresses me most about Ash is her ability to retain gratitude and positivity. No matter what small thing you do for her, she is thankful for the support. She has been so fun to have in class, and seeing her change and grow into a personality the last 2 years has been nothing short of amazing. Next year, Ash will be attending University of Colorado at Denver, where she will be studying photography. emotional there. I'm gonna try to get us back into, okay. Aiden, come on up. Great. I first met Adi as a 10th grader as students were returning to hybrid learning for the first time since COVID flipped our education system on its head. She was outgoing and inquisitive in a time where many students were reluctant to speak up. Through the next 2 years, I got to know her further through horticulture and also as a coach on swim team. As an advanced horticulture student, Adi was a fun and kind mentor to first-year students. She was also the most excited student to grow a tomato I've ever seen. Like, the whole year, do I get to grow tomatoes yet? Can I grow tomatoes yet? And then it finally came time, she's like, oh, this is a lot of work. But, nonetheless, it has been so exciting to watch Adi grow along with those tomatoes she planted. I also got to see her confidence grow as she worked to continually improve herself. In the pool, it didn't matter if Adi dropped 2 seconds or 0.2 seconds. She was absolutely thrilled. She was proud of herself and her work every step of the way. In her high school career, I have been lucky to see Adi blossom into a relentlessly optimistic young person. Next year, Adi will be continuing her education at Bellevue College, where I know her optimism and wit and excitement will take her far. As a senior. It's hard to believe he's only been around here for a year because it truly feels like he's always been here. He has forged his own path while maintaining a kind and inclusive persona. He let everyone know about his favorite topic, Game of Thrones, including the books, show, the House of the Dragon prequel. Mondays he would come to class early, just hoping to talk to someone about last night's episode of House of the Dragon. Thankfully, his excitement did extend beyond George R.R. Martin's mythical universe. And in horticulture, Kobe was one of the first to share whenever a question was asked. But he showed he truly learns best with his hands. He was eager to work outside, even if it was just to spend a few minutes pulling weeds. Over the year, he blossomed as a leader. He took younger students under his wing and was a tremendous mentor. Much of this was even done without him asking. He guided by example with kindness and compassion, made my job a lot easier having him in class. And while Kobe worked to empower other students, he also stayed dedicated to his own work and produced lush, healthy crops for our spring plant sale. As Kobe learned new skills, he was eager to apply them, volunteered for any job that was needed. It didn't matter how involved or how dirty the job was, he was up for any task I gave him. He certainly left an impact, This dedication to our program and his growth truly impressed me over the year. He certainly left an impact. Yeah, this is for you. He certainly left an impact on our class and community as one of the most responsible students I've encountered. Kobe is a real team player in all aspects. In recognition of his work, I would like to formally present Kobe with the Golden Shovel and the Dirt Award for Horticulture. I would also like to note that Kobe was one of 3 recipients of the CCR Department's PTSA Award this year. As Kobe continues his next chapter at Seattle Central, he's going to be studying culinary arts, where I know his ability to learn by doing will take him far, and he will have a wonderful path ahead of him. during our return to hybrid learning, I was nervous. But once we all got through the jitters of returning to school, Levi really stood out as a kind, caring, and enthusiastic student. I remember one morning before school started, it was like before 8 a.m. If you know Levi, you know how impressive that is. We had a lengthy and wish them all the best as they embark on their next chapter at Bellevue College, exploring ways to meld their interests in animal, working with children, and therapy. Levi's name will be added to this plaque. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Patrick to close things up. Well, not really, but to continue.
Alessandra, you showed up last, so you get to come up last. That one's not really true. I get to use a mic this time because I struggle with this. Some of you know this, some of you don't. I was a student here for 4 years, and then I've been a teacher here since 2008. The Founders Award was established in 2002 to honor Karen Hagan, my teacher, Patty North, Dottie Roberts, and Michael Hagan. And it's given annually to a senior who exemplified an independent spirit, a successful overcoming of difficulties, demonstration of integrity, self-motivation, appreciation and respect for this community, a positive change in his or her life, and a path after high school. It is so clear that Alessandra has demonstrated all of these characteristics throughout her time. High school is not easy for any student. And for many students, it leads to complaints. And some of those are justified, but Alessandra has never given one. She came to Crest at the recommendation of her counselor, Susan Southern, as a sophomore, but I really got to know her in the summer of her junior year when she was doing summer school. She was working full-time, taking multiple classes, working through our legal process, trying to become emancipated. High school is not easy, and it is so much harder doing it on your own. Things weren't always working out in her living arrangements with her family, so she had to figure out how to live independently for the bulk of her junior and senior years. The whole time, she's putting in full hours at Target, dutifully taking the bus, walking through Victoria, rain and shine. She takes a challenging course load, navigating multiple bureaucratic systems, and has been doing so completely successful. And I could talk about her challenges as being the reason that she deserves recognition, but it is equaled by her positive approach to living. Through all of these difficulties, she never complained. She flips the conversation, looks towards the positive, and looks towards the future. She maintains an active social life. She's an excellent friend and mentor. She pours her energy into being an advocate and an ally for students of color on Earth Island. With Any Choice Project, Alessandra chooses to learn more about her Putubecha ancestry and the way that indigenous communities can thrive in the 21st century. I am amazing. She makes unique connections to her own indigenous background and the communities whose ancestral lands we're on today. Next fall, Alessandra will be attending Western Washington University. She will undoubtedly continue to make our world a much better place. As a former Western student, I know Alessandra will be a presence not just in her classes, but in making connection with the neighboring Lummi and Nooksack tribes. She will continue to push her understanding of language, culture, and politics. And she isn't the type to just put her head down and grin and bear it. She will take these challenges as she has with her time here, by taking a deep breath and giving a huge smile. Alessandra, it is our greatest pleasure to add your name to the Crest Graduation. I know it is warm. We have 3 student speakers who would like to reflect on their time. Levi, Ben, and Monica.
Great. Sorry, this is going to take me a minute. I have to pull this up on my phone. I did not print it out. Oops. But it's fine. So I want to start off by saying that high school has not been easy. With all of the ups and downs, like COVID, my sophomore year, and every struggle that followed, this community has been there for me every step of the way. Freshman year, I joined Crest with no friends. I didn't know how to make real friends and build relationships. But by the end of the year, I had maybe one close friend. But over the next 2 years, I have built connections with other students and have built up their confidence and my ability to make friends through the community activities the schools offer. I was working hard, and then at the beginning of my junior year, family was hit. There was a point where I didn't know where home was, and I didn't know who I trust and feel good. Crest has been there for me through every struggle, and it's been home when I didn't know where home was. Because of Crest and this community, I've been able to persevere through problems like disability and breakups to support. This community has been there for me every part of the way. I'm so grateful to be a part of it. Crest will always hold a very special place in my heart. And while high school wasn't anything like movies have predicted it to be, I'm proud to graduate and I've called Crest at home for a very short time. I would like to thank every single one of my teachers, as well as the members of this community. Thank you all for being there for me when I needed it the most. And I hope that the people who struggle like I did find comfort in this community. To all of the underclassmen I'm leaving behind, never be afraid to spread your wings and extend a hand to people who want to find. Please take care of this community, not for yourselves, but for each other. And always take care of the people around you. Thank you.
I will.
Thank you all very much for giving me the time to give you all my Crest graduation speech. As you may know, I'm graduating from Crest this year, which is really bittersweet for me because even though it's good that I won't have to take any more classes here again, I'll still miss every single one of you great people from the Crest community. I'm hoping very much that I will, I'm hoping very much that I can come back and also care to visit Crest Stadium, which I will do if I can. Even as I speak those words to you all, and also as I graduate, I also say this: there is no end, only a new beginning. I say that to you all, especially the any Crest students who are and/or MHS student athletes too. I will miss all of you great people here at Crest, and thank you so much for making my experience here at Crest as enjoyable as it truly was.
My name is Monica Gudmundson, and I've been a student at Crest since my freshman year, joining Crest Lodge in my sophomore year. Throughout high school, Crest instantly became a home to me. There was never a moment where I didn't feel understood and accepted as who I am. I felt valued as not just a student, but as a person. I was always shy. I never spoke up in class, and I was someone who liked to sit alone in the back of the room. Most of the time, I tried to make myself invisible. I had no intention to open up or make friends, and clearly that did not work at all. I will forever be thankful for every single teacher at Crest who helped me open up and who took time to understand me as an individual. This is where I'm gonna lose it. Especially Patrick. From the very beginning of my time here, you helped make a huge impact on the person I've become. In my sophomore year, I struggled a lot with my mental health, and for a very long time, there were points in my life where I didn't think that I would make it to see the next day. It got to a point where I couldn't focus in class. I would often skip, and my grades began to slip. You took time out of your teaching to make sure that I was okay. You never got mad and understood that I just needed time. Because of you, I am now graduating. I would like to thank my amazing friends as well. You guys have gotten me through the darkest parts of my life. Last year, I was in a very manipulative and abusive relationship. He had total control over my life. I lived in fear of upsetting him to the point that I did whatever he asked. I began to change who I was. And when I came out to him, he was so intimidated by the fact that I liked girls that he refused to let me hang out with my friends. I missed out on so much. Yet they were there for me every step of the way, bringing love, courage, and happiness back into my life. I'm so excited to see where life will take each and every one of you. You guys have the strongest, kindest, most understanding souls, and you can beat me. I know life will take you very far, and I'm excited to see what incredible things you will accomplish. I love you all so much, and thank you. That I would like to share because I think it's very beneficial for people of all ages and people everywhere. There's no shame in taking longer. You aren't behind and your timing isn't off. Your path is just different and it's okay. Life isn't a competition or a race. You can't compare the journey you're on or the things you achieve because everyone is going to different places. We all have different goals and dreams and values, different strengths and struggles and traumas, different opportunities and access and resources. And that means the places we get to and the places in which we get there are going to be unique. It's okay if your timeline looks different, and it's okay to walk down a completely different path. There's strength in honoring your needs, strength in giving yourself the best possible chance to succeed by going at your own pace and being mindful of what you're currently able to give. You just have to be patient with yourself and your process. You'll get where you want to be, you'll achieve your goals, you'll make it to the end, you have time. This There's nothing written in stone that says you have to reach certain milestones by a specific age. There's no rule that your success counts less if you take longer to achieve them. It takes however long it takes, and it's okay. It's still real and worthwhile and valid. You're allowed to take longer than other people, and you're allowed to take your time. Thank you.
That was a really powerful ending to a beautiful ceremony, and I will say we're going to miss this class of students so very much. They've been wonderful. I don't know what we're going to do without them, but they're all on to exciting things in their lives, and we'll miss you guys, and I hope you'll come back and visit soon.
I certainly will.
Awesome. So I'd like to thank you all for being here, and thank you to all of our speakers today, and congratulations to the class of 2023. I would like to invite you all out this door for a senior picture, and then you can come back here and grab your big bags if you would like. And we have a barbecue, we have a team out there grilling burgers, and we'll get that set up and going here in just a few minutes. So we welcome you all, and we will mingle for a few minutes while we get our senior picture and then have some fun.